Hola aventureros, bienvenidos a Your Spanish Roadmap. Today we are going to blow up your vocabulary because if you stay until the end of the video, you will know 1,000 Spanish words or even more. But yeah, I've said 1,000 words in Spanish. So if you are ready for this nuclear vocabulary bomb, let's go. English and Spanish have a lot of overlaps in the languages because they have a common root from Latin. And we are going to use this in our favor in the form of cognates or near perfect cognates to rapidly expand your vocabulary. In short, a cognate is a word that is the same or near the same across two languages. And I have a list of rules that will help you unlock these words so you can carry them in your Spanish language journey. Remember that you will have all the information of today's video in the free guidebook that I've put together for this mini series. So don't forget to check the link and download it for free. Muy bien, let's have a look now at straight up cognates, words that are the same. Normally, English words that end in al, also end in al in Spanish. It's not always like this, but it is a safe bet. For example, we have animal, animal, cultural, cultural, personal, personal, traditional, tradicional. It is true that the spelling of some words will change to fit Spanish conventions, like we see in this example of traditional, tradicional. Muy bien, aventureros. Let's have a look at our next group. In this group, English words that end in AR will also tend to end in AR in Spanish. For example, bar, bar, regular, regular, popular, popular, similar, similar. Perfecto. The next group of words are English words that end in S-I-O-N, and they stay relatively the same. For example, compassion, compasión, decision, decisión, occasion, ocasión, admission, admisión. See how you already know so many words in Spanish? That's because of the shared Latin root. In fact, usually English words that are longer come from Latin, and shorter English words have a Germanic root. That's why you may find easier to read science textbooks rather than children's stories. Now, we are going to learn near perfect cognates. And the rule is this one. Normally, English words that end in T-I-O-N end in C-I-O-N in Spanish. For example, action, acción, celebration, celebración, consideration, consideración, information, información. This one is a really common one, and there are hundreds of these. But don't start memorizing these words. Just start using them, and you will see how you intuitively pick them up. So if you want to see more examples, go to the link below and download the free guidebook. Muy bien, muy bien. Let's keep going because we have lots more. So, English words that end in ARY tend to end in ario or aria, depending on the gender. For example, salary, salario, diary, diario, anniversary, aniversario, revolutionary, revolucionario. Another trick, it's rare for a Spanish word to end in T. That's why English words that end in NT tend to end in ante or ente in Spanish. For example, important, importante, constant, constante, participant, participante, intelligent, inteligente. Súper bien, aventureros. I hope that you are getting familiar with the Spanish sounds because all of this is going to help you create your Spanish persona. Let's see another group of cognates, and I'm sure that you're kind of gonna know this. English words that end in IC tend to end in ico or ica in Spanish, and depending on the gender of the noun. That's important. So, for example, basic, básico, electronic, electrónico, artistic, artístico, plastic, plástico. And also you can have básica, electrónica, artística, plástica. Muy bien, let's keep going because we have even more. So, English words that end in ISM tend to end in ismo in Spanish. For example, organism, organismo, optimism, optimismo, capitalism, capitalismo, socialism, socialismo. And in my opinion, knowing and using these words will make your Spanish sound fancy. Vamos, this cognate group is really easy. So, English words that end in IST tend to end in ista in Spanish. For example, tourist, turista, artist, artista, feminist, feminista, list, lista. This rule is really important because you will know that tourist will always be turista. We don't have turisto in Spanish, even though it's a male tourist. Or for example, artist, it's always going to be artista. So this next rule works for words that end in Y, not ly, but just Y. So Y becomes ia or io in Spanish. For example, energy, energía, memory, memoria, copy, copia, academy, academia. This group is really cool because you can actually create adverbs from it. So ly becomes mente, absolutely, absolutamente, obviously, obviamente. And the best thing is that you can take the adjective and turn it into an adverb. For example, quick, rápido. To say quickly, just add mente, like rápidamente. Another really common groups of cognates are the ones that end in ity in English and make idad in Spanish. University, universidad. Community, comunidad. Activity, actividad. Creativity, creatividad. A great way of forming verbs in Spanish is turning the IFY ending words in English for ificar. For example, identify, identificar. Modify, modificar. Simplify, simplificar. Notify, notificar. Verbs are the real doer in any language. So finding them will allow you to express yourself more. So let me give you a specific rule for verbs. Some English verbs can turn into Spanish verbs if we add AR or IR. In Spanish, almost all verbs end in AR, so I will argue that that's your safer bet. Obviously, this rule doesn't always apply, but you will start feeling it as you start expressing yourself. To comment, comentar. To exist, existir. To introduce, introducir. To present, presentar. Cognates are a great way to expand your vocabulary. And the truth is that we still have more and more. But this video would be like more than an hour long. Vale, aventureros, I hope that you found this video useful and that you were able to unlock new vocabulary. Don't forget to check the link below to get your free guidebook. And I'm going to be making more and more content to help the students in their journey. So feel free to subscribe if you want me to be your Spanish companion. Muy bien, nos vemos en la próxima aventura. Hasta luego.